every once in a while a show comes along that seems to exist for the sole sake of selling a product. Shows like Transformers or Power Rangers, where once you get past whatever characters or storylines there may be, are little more than glorified commercials. From Japan. In the new millennium, we got a show that was, well, different. See, unlike its predecessors, whose premises could allow for a wide variety of merchandise, this show liked to focus on one product in particular. Trading cards. I'm, of course, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! A show where the fate of the world rested on the shoulders of a young boy, the spirit of an Egyptian pharaoh, and a children's trading card game. In spite of that ridiculous premise, however, Yu-Gi-Oh! Took the minds of the American youth by storm, achieving a status close to that of Pokemon. So, of course, the creators eventually decided to cash in on the cash-in in the form of a feature-length movie that was sure to keep kids spending their hard-earned allowance on trading cards. So, strap yourselves in. It's time to duel! We open to our protagonist, Yugi Moto, as he assembles the pieces of an ancient Egyptian artifact, the Millennium Puzzle, not realizing that by doing so, he threatens to unleash unspeakable evil on the world.
Long ago, when the pyramids were still young, Egyptian kings played a game of great and terrible power. Until a brave and powerful pharaoh locked the dark magic away, imprisoning it for all eternity within the mystical Millennium items. It was never to happen, and for 5,000 years, it never did.
Then this kid came along and effed it all up.
It was never to happen.
Yeah, you said that already. Anyway, we then cut to a group of archaeologists in Egypt as they uncover the lost tomb of Anubis.
Amazing! What possessed them to put the sarcophagus in chains?
Well, whatever the reason, I'm sure this doesn't foreshadow our imminent demise or anything.
This is it!
Behold the destruction wrought by a 14-year-old boy with ridiculous hair!
However, before our hero is forced to suffer the consequences of his own naivete, the spirit of the pharaoh, who conveniently looks just like him, emerges from the Millennium Puzzle.
Shadow creatures, be gone! I command you! Return to the dark realm from whence you
came! It was never to happen.
We know!
The Shadow Games begin again.
Oh yeah, and for those of you watching who haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh!, the whole idea behind the Duel Monsters card game is that it's actually a recreation of ancient shadow games once played by Egyptian pharaohs, which is why everyone in the show takes it so seriously. We then flash forward 3 years to where the whole world is gathered around to watch the Exposition channel as it recounts the various card game playing adventures Yugi has had since he started sharing his body with an ancient Egyptian spirit and rose to the status of Duel Monsters champion.
But what makes this young man such a talented duelist? Is it his masterful strategies? Or does the secret lie in the powerful god cards he's assembled in his deck?
Yeah, does it have anything to do with those one-of-a-kind, unbeatable monsters he has in his deck? That's like asking if the British were able to stave off Napoleon because of, oh, I don't know, the ocean.
Give me a break. I bet I could duel circles around this little high school pipsqueak. If he'd play me for those god cards, I'd take that chump down in a flash.
And so we see duelists from all over the world, preparing to challenge Yugi for his title. Surely this means we'll see an onslaught of new and compelling characters, posing a challenge the likes of which our hero has never faced.
You wanted a rematch, Seto Kaiba? You've got one.
And this time, things are gonna end differently, you pompous windbag.
Oh, he's dueling Kaiba. Which happened in the first episode.
I play a magic card that doubles my dragon's attack points. Mega Morph! Now my Blue Eyes is more powerful than any monster on the field.
There's more to power than just attack points.
Ha! And just what is that supposed to mean?
By sacrificing two of them, I can bestow upon the third infinite strength.
How is that any different?
Obelisk the Tormentor! Show him what true power is all about! And how it has nothing to do with attack points! The simulation is malfunctioning!
And it wasn't even a real duel. That's disappointing. And so we meet Yugi's longtime rival, Kaiba, a child billionaire who, ever since losing his title of champion in the first episode, has been desperately trying to win it back.
But there's gotta be some way to defeat Yugi's god cards. And I think I know where to start looking.
Then why didn't you just start there in the first place? So Kaiba blasts off in his private jet. Wow, can you tell this guy likes dragons? To seek out the ever-fabulous creator of duel monsters, Maximilian Pegasus. Oh, and apparently Kaiba has a theme song now.
You're not me!
Sorry, Mr. Kaiba, I just don't understand why we need to invest millions of dollars in a jet shaped like a blue-eyes white dragon. Did you even listen to my theme song? Yes, but I fail to see what that has to do with... 'Cause you're not me.
You created the god cards, and would have never let them out of your sweaty little hands. Unless you'd also created a way to beat them. Just in case.
Oh, very well, I confess. I may have one card that would help, but you can't have it.
What?
Yugi has trounced your story behind again and again. Quite frankly, it's embarrassing.
Well, since I'm such a disappointment, you should have no trouble defeating me in a duel.
And why would I duel you?
Because if you'll put up the card I need to beat Yugi, I'll wager these.
And that's not all. I'll also throw in the jet.
Wow, you'd risk your precious blue-eyes white dragons just for a chance to trounce little Yugi? Well, I guess I could dust off my deck.
Whoa, man, I don't need to know about the things you do with your deck. So Pegasus accepts Kaiba's challenge, leading to yet another face-off that we've already seen.
I'll throw 2 cards face down. For later.
Ooh, I'm so scared, Kaiba. 2 cards face down. Oh, mercy me. What will I do?
Okay, can we cut the smack talk? I mean, if I had to choose between listening to bad dialogue and watching a children's card game... Okay, so Pegasus sacrifices 1,000 life points, allowing him to play his Toon World card, which allows him to summon 2 monsters that can attack Kaiba's life points directly. So Kaiba then plays a card called Soul Release, which allows him to remove 2 of his monsters from the game, but he then plays a card called Return from a Different Dimension to bring those monsters back, and combine them with Z Metal Take to form the XYZ Dragon Head, which he then uses to destroy Pegasus' Toon World card along with all of his monsters. If you're hoping I'm going to stop to explain all this, I'm not. So, Kaiba defeats Pegasus in a whopping 2 turns and claims his prize.
Looks like you had 2 cards up your sleeve.
What do you mean? 2 cards? Kaiba, there was only 1.
Yeah, whatever. I don't have time for your plot points. Bye. Alright, that's enough of Kaiba for now. Let's check in on Yugi.
It's him. Told you he's a lot smaller than on TV.
So we see a crowd of people all clamoring for a chance to duel Yugi. Being the superior duelist he is, I'm sure he'll face this challenge head-on, and...
Hey, try and sneak you guys
Oh
around
god,
back
this
while
guy.
we hold them
I
off.
hate this guy.
Yeah, me and Tristan will handle
This
things
blonde
here.
hair guy is
Oh yeah,
I
I
hate this
forgot.
blonde
He's
hair
supposed
guy.
to be all meek and unassuming. So Yugi runs off with token girl character slash love interest, otherwise known as Taya, while his friends Joey and Tristan
I
handle the
hate
farm.
him.
Out of the way, we
That
want to pick
blonde
on
hair
Yugi,
guy is
not
like,
you.
I hate him. He's
Right, we want the king of games,
He's
not the king of lame.
The Duel Monsters champ, not chump.
The master of the gods, not the master of the closet.
Great job, everyone. Those 6 months spent in rehearsals were totally worth it.
You gotta prove yourselves first by dueling a top contender. Me, Joey Wheeler.
He thinks
So
he's
if you
all
want
that
to get to the
already,
king
too.
of games, you'll have to go through me. The godfather of games, capiche?
Proceed. So Joey's able to fend off the challengers.
Is the coast clear yet, Joey?
Terry, man.
Hey, it's Yugi. He's back.
Wow, and he's a dumbass too? I'm so rooting for this guy. In fact, is he even supposed to be the protagonist? I mean, so far the only character we've seen with any motivation is Kaiba. Hell, Joey's more of a hero than Yugi. At least he's actually doing something.
I could have been a contender.
We get it. You're from Brooklyn. So Taya takes Yugi to hide in a place where the card game-obsessed public would never think to look. A museum. There, they run into Yugi's grandpa, who apparently likes to dress like Fire Mario, who's come to see a new exhibit with artifacts from the prologue.
Fire Mario.
It's called the Pyramid of Light.
It belonged to an evil sorcerer who tried to bring about the end of the world. Legends say a brave pharaoh destroyed him using the mystical dagger of fate. The same pharaoh who many believe possessed your Millennium Puzzle.
Wait, you're telling me that someone in the show actually accomplished their goal without the use of trading cards?
It's some sort of prophecy. The eye that sees what's yet to come, its vision shall be fulfilled. Unless blinded by events predetermined, thus light and shadows both be killed.
Then this happens.
From the light comes the dark.
They then wake up from the weird, prophetic spirit vision to find that the mummy has been stolen.
The mummy's body's been stolen!
That's not all. He nabbed that pyramid thing, too.
Hey, look! Witnesses! You think we should question them?
Nah, you see how fast that kid hightailed him out of here? He's probably got something more important to do, like play a children's card game. As Yugi's leaving the museum, he's cut off by Kaiba's brother, Mokuba.
My brother sent me to find you, and he said that it's real important that you bring your dual disc right away.
Wait, so he's okay then?
I wouldn't say he's okay. All I know is that Seto hasn't been acting like himself lately.
Why? Because he spent this entire movie obsessing over trading cards? This is the guy who flies around in a jet shaped like a dragon. The guy who threatened to kill himself if he lost a duel. If you ask me, he's acting pretty normal. So Yugi arrives at Kaiba's special card game stadium and yields control over to his Egyptian alter ego, as he's usually the one who takes care of all the important things. Like, you know, the plot. He then heads off to face Kaiba, who I'm still convinced is the real hero of this movie.
Something tells me that this duel is not a good idea.
Then why did you get in the car?
You're about to lose big time. Mokuba, seal all of the exits.
If you say so.
Okay, this is officially a kidnapping. Seriously, he's holding Yugi against his will with a card game as ransom.
I guess Yugi's going through with this.
Kaiba ain't leaving him much choice.
Oh, he has a choice. All right, Ned, this is it. I've sealed the exits. You have no choice but to face me, you know. What are you doing? Hmm? Oh, I'm calling the police. Yeah, I'd like to report a kidnapping. Yeah, this guy, he's sealed all the exits. Yeah, a children's card game. Yeah, it does sound kind of stupid, doesn't it?
My entire strategy was to draw out your 3 Egyptian god cards, so I can be the first duelist to crush all of them at once. Reveal trap card. Pyramid of Light.
So the Pyramid of Light is more than just an ancient artifact. It's also a trading card.
So Kaiba activates the Pyramid of Light, which removes Yugi's god cards from the game, with some unforeseen side effects.
It hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you put your faith in the gods and they let you
Why
down.
didn't you do it like
Wow, it's great to know that even
That's cool.
God isn't off limits when it comes to writing Kaiba dialogue. So
Why
the
you
duel
gotta,
continues, but things start to get real as Yugi and Kaiba seem to lose energy with every attack.
Kaiba, we
Yeah.
can't continue this duel. There's another power at work here, and it's destroying us both.
That's getting a bit old.
Kaiba, once again, your ridiculously overinflated ego blinds you to the truth.
Oh, says the guy who won't throw a match to save the world? Seriously, if Kaiba isn't listening to reason, why don't you just surrender? You didn't have a problem surrendering to an 8-year-old girl, why should your title matter to you now? Or, if it really means that much to you, just stall. Wait till it's your turn and filibuster. You guys spend more time talking than you do actually playing the game anyway. Kaiba probably wouldn't notice.
I sacrifice both magicians.
24
The sorcerer of God magic.
It's 24 minutes and 6 minutes.
Will you stop
24
this madness?
After one lucky move? I don't think so.
Sorry.
Very well, Kaiba, you leave me no choice. I move to attack Petin, the Dark Cloud!
Wait, show me that again.
I move to attack Petin, the Dark Cloud!
They're not even playing by the rules anymore! Okay, so here's the basic breakdown of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. Draw a card, play a monster, attack with that monster, end of turn.
I have 14
So why did
minutes
Yugi
and
just
56
attack,
seconds.
draw another card when he shouldn't have been able to, then attack again. And look, before he even does that, Kaiba draws a card implying that he's about to start his turn.
Yeah,
now, I haven't seen this movie in the original Japanese, but I look 15 up. For the entire match, Kaiba has had a virus card that takes 10 cards out of Yugi's deck every turn. Here, we see him start a turn that he then decides to end immediately because he assumes...
Yes, I will make the noise. You're gonna be on. Okay.